Hello and welcome to another pen video from me, Penultimate Dave. So I have here two pens, and these are pens from Santini Italia, or Santini in Italy, and I wanted to do a comparison. These two pens are actually on loan to me from a very good friend, and I'd like to thank him for the loan of these pens. He's actually loaned me 17 pens out of his collection, and these are all going back, but I decided just before these go back that I would do a comparison because these are two Santini pens, and there's a slight difference here. Well, actually there's a number of differences, but what I wanted to show was the difference between the nibs, but I think let's first go and look at the difference between the pens. So this is the Santini Libra, and this is the Ambra or Amber, and this is actually made out of, I believe, the very same acrylic that Conway Stewart made out of their cracked ice amber, and this you can see here is really beautiful. This is a piston filling pen, so you will see that it does have a piston mechanism in here. You can just about see it through the pen because it is semi-translucent, and you can also see the threads as well here. So for me, like, this really is a beautiful acrylic, and I love that this has been made into a pen. I do like the Conway Stewart versions of these, but I like this one even more. And I may have to pick this one up. I've already done a review of this, and I really do like this material. And I think I may have to pick one of these up very soon because this material does speak to me. So this is the first pen. So this is the Santini Italia, and this is the Libra in the Ambra. And then we have the next pen, and this is the Santini Michelangelo, the Eagle's Wings, and this is made out of ebonite, and you can see that ebonite there. You get a little bit of like a wood grain effect going on in that material, and that is a material I like a lot. Now, ebonite is hard or vulcanized rubber, but this is turned quite nicely. Now, this pen, the way that it differs, it's more expensive than this one, and the reason partly is because of the ebonite, but also because it's a faceted 12-sided pen, or dodecagon, and this really is a lot more difficult to do when you're turning a pen in a lathe, because if you think about it, you put a pen in a lathe and it rotates the pen like this. Well, you've also got to flatten out each of these 12 sides and get them perfect, and also get the cap to match up as well. So that is not an easy task at all. So that's partly down to the price, that this one is a little bit more expensive than the sort of Libra version there. The other thing that is different is that this has a flex nib. So let me take off this nib first and I'll show you this, and then I'll take off this cap as well and I'll show you the difference. So we have on the left here, we have the Libra in the Ambra, and that has an 18 karat gold, and this is a fine nib, and you'll see there that this one also is an 18 karat gold fine nib, but this one is what they call the flexi nib and not a regular 18 karat gold nib. Now, the other difference here you'll see is that the feeds are different. So the Libra here has an ABS plastic feed, whereas the Michelangelo here has an ebonite feed. And ebonite actually helps to retain ink and keep up ink flow. So these are those two Santini nibs that you can see there. Now, they are both fine nibs, but you can see that there is a little bit of difference in terms of the nib width there, but these are really, really nice nibs. So I wanted really to show a comparison between these two pens and really just show you what the difference is. Now, I do like this Michelangelo. I like it a lot. I do have some other ebonite pens, and I have a stipula which, if I show you here, that if that one doesn't roll away, you'll see here these are two Italian pens. Stipula are made in Italy, and again another wood grain effect going on there. So that in itself is quite a nice sort of comparison. So I do have other ebonite pens, but I tend to typically normally go for either resin or celluloid, but I think I have about probably 6 or 8 ebonite pens now in various models and makes of pens. But on this video I wanted to do a comparison between these nibs, so I think let's now go and do a comparison in terms of writing with these beautiful Santini nibs. So, this is the Santini, and it's a Libra. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and do these side by side. So, in terms of line variation, you will see there, and then if I push it, this is the regular nib, and you can get a lot of line variation out of this nib. Now, in terms of flex, you can also get quite a bit of flex out of here. So this is actually quite a nice pen, and you can just see here that actually is quite a nice amount of flex. So for me, I would actually say that is actually more of, probably in comparison to a lot of more modern flex nib pens, that they will flex quite a bit, but that will be about the limit that you can flex these nibs to. And then we have here the Santini, and this is the Michelangelo. Now, in terms of line variation, you are getting about the same kind of fine line, but then you can really push this nib, and this will flex a lot more. So you can flex this beautifully. Now, I am really, really impressed by these nibs. So these nibs are actually made in-house, and I did wonder about their claim, but when you look at the price of the pens with the nibs, the Santini Libra actually retails for €259, and when you're looking at most gold nibs of about 150 to 250 euros, this is an 18 karat gold nib. So I'm gonna put this on here, an 18 karat gold, and then you also have this one, which is an 18 karat gold flexi. But these nibs are made by Santini in-house, and this is a huge amount of flex compared to this one. But honestly, I would be happy with this. In terms of a flexi nib or a bouncy nib, I would be very, very happy with this. However, this one takes it to a new level. Now, Santini do actually have what they call a super flexi nib, but they do stress that you have to go slow with it because you will have flow issues with that. Now, the strange thing about these nibs are that normally flex nibs are 14 karat gold nibs, And this is a regular 18 karat gold, but a little bit flexy, bouncy. But this is their flexi nib. So normally you would expect to see this one as a 14 karat gold, not an 18 karat gold. The reason being is the higher the gold content, normally the more softer the nib is, which, although you would kind of think, well, that's what I want it to be soft, I want it to be flexy, which is true. However, you are more susceptible to springing the nib. So typically most flex nibs are 14 karat gold nibs, not 18 karat gold nibs. So this is quite interesting that they have gone for an 18 karat gold nib, and this really does write very well. And I am seriously thinking about getting one of these, a Libra Amber, maybe even a Michelangelo as well, because these pens are really nice pens. But I think I prefer the Amber in the resin or the acrylic over the ebonite, but I'm tempted to actually get one of those in each nib variants. So I want to do this comparison just to show you the difference between at least two of the Santini 18 karat gold nibs, just a regular 18 karat gold, and then their 18 karat gold flexi nib. Now, I would say that this is pretty much what most modern day flex nibs are like, that you can push it to about this variance, but this is something even more special. So there you have it. That's my comparison of the Santini Libra and the Santini Michelangelo with the 18 karat gold versus the 18 karat gold flexi nib. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next pen video. Bye bye.